The LAPD is not calling the death criminal, saying in a statement that at this time, the agency does not have a crime classification from the coroner as to the mode or manner of death. Thus, we do not have any suspect information at this time. And right now, police have not said if they believe the singer David knew or ever had contact with the victim. We are just learning that his show scheduled for tonight in Seattle has now been canceled.
The amount of evidence so far does make David look like a prime suspect, but whether charges are going to be filed, What's up, everybody? It's me, AV. Welcome back to my YouTube channel where we talk about all things law and true crime. Tonight, we're talking about a story that fits the two, and it is absolutely tragic. Tonight, we're talking about what it would take for police to charge singer David in the Tesla case. I'm going to stick to the verified facts and then walk you through the real legal thresholds prosecutors have to clear in the state of California. Here's what's confirmed as of today, Thursday, September 18th, 2025. The body found in the towed Tesla registered to singer David has been identified as 15-year-old Celeste Rivas, missing since April 2024. The identification was made this week by the LA County medical examiner. Cause and manner of death are still pending, listed as deferred. LAPD responded to a tow yard after workers reported a foul odor coming from the car. The remains were discovered inside of the vehicle. Police executed a search warrant at a Hollywood Hills home last night where sources say David had stayed. No arrests have been announced just yet. Through reps, David says he's fully cooperating with the investigation. I'm going to break this into three parts: the verified timeline, what investigators still need, and the exact kinds of charges that could even be on the table if the evidence supports them. So let's start with the timeline. First up, the Tesla registered to David is towed to a Hollywood lot after being found abandoned. Workers report a foul odor. LAPD responds to the scene and finds human remains inside of the vehicle. Now, here's what we know from last week and this week. The medical examiner identifies the remains as Celeste Rivas, age 15, cause of death deferred, pending further investigation. If you're wondering why no charges yet, here's the reality of how major cases move. 1, it starts with forensics first. They need the coroner's workup, cause of death, natural, accident, homicide, the manner of death, plus time since death estimates. Without that, a homicide filing is premature. Expect lab tests, possible tox, and decomp timeline analysis that can take weeks. And keep in mind, she was 70 pounds at the time that she was found and in the trunk of the Tesla. These vehicles, I happen to own one, are equipped with modern technology where it makes these vehicles and the vehicle's whereabouts interesting to track. Not to mention, Teslas are also equipped with technology that have cameras on the sides of the vehicles. Bottom line, this vehicle is loaded with tech. Did the car yield DNA, fingerprints, fibers, trace, who last drove, parked, or unlocked it? Tesla's app access can show when and by whom the doors were opened and where the car traveled before it was abandoned. Tow yard intake logs and body cam footage matter also. Another part of the investigation is the digital trail. They'll pull phones, DMs, location records to reconstruct the teen's movements and contacts in the window before her death. Investigators also canvass cameras near where the car was abandoned and at any residence of interest. Next, statements. If there are interviews or tips, police look for inconsistencies and corroboration. Who had the keys? Who had the app? Who last saw her alive? That's routine, not proof of a crime. Bottom line, absent a clear coroner finding and linkage of evidence, a DA won't rush a filing. So now the ultimate question. What would it take to charge someone here? I'm going to give you the likely categories of California charges prosecutors might consider in a situation like this. Option A, homicide. To file, prosecutors need probable cause that a suspect caused the death. That means more than proximity to a car. Think forensic hits tying a person to the act itself, digital evidence showing opportunity and involvement, admissions, or witnesses placing them at critical moments. A cause of death consistent with foul play helps establish the underlying crime. With the cause deferred, you typically wait. Option B, accessory after the fact. If investigators believe someone knew a felony had occurred and helped another avoid arrest, for example, moving, hiding, or abandoning a body, this can be charged even if they can't yet prove the homicide. Core elements of this crime include knowledge of the felony and intentional aid to evade capture. Option C, unlawful handling of human remains. California criminalizes concealing, removing, or disposing of remains outside of lawful channels. This sometimes appears in early filings when the death circumstances are unclear, but concealment is evident. Think remains placed inside of a vehicle and left at a location. Option D, child endangerment and unlawful intercourse with a minor. Only if independent evidence surfaces, messages, photos, witnesses, forensics showing endangerment or conduct with a minor, these are separate from a death investigation and require specific proof of a relationship and ages. As of today, charges have not been announced, but it is said that a relationship consisted between the two parties between the ages of 12 and up until Celeste's murder at the age of 15. Here's the big deal. Prosecutors don't file big cases on vibes. They file when the evidence checks the statutory boxes. So my prediction is that the state is going to take their time to make sure that this is a very tight case. So let's talk about why you may not see immediate charges. 1, coroner timing. Cause and manner and lab work can take a few weeks. Without it, homicide filings are rare. Linkage matters. Having a car registered to someone is not the same as proof of a crime by that person. Investigators need who controlled the car and when. That's where the data from the vehicle, keys, app logs, and video come in. Next, charging sequence. In some cases, authorities file process or concealment charges first if those elements are supported, then escalate to homicide if proof emerges. Also, think about search warrant returns. What, if anything, was seized at the Hollywood Hills address? From what we know, we saw some electronic devices and authorities were walking out of that home with items bagged and tagged. That's the real bar for charges in California. If LAPD and the medical examiner release new findings or if the DA files anything, I'll break down the documents line by line so you know exactly what's alleged and why. It is unfortunate because this young woman lost her life at a very young age. Medical examiners placed her time of death just after her 15th birthday. The amount of evidence so far does make David look like a prime suspect, but whether charges are going to be filed could take a little bit. So what do you guys think? Does David look like the prime suspect? Will Celeste and her family see the justice that they deserve? I'm AV. Subscribe if you want real legal analysis without the hype. Stay safe out there. See you in the next one. Bye.